Now, let's say you want to get into vlogging, but you want to do it on a budget. Well, one of my first recommendations is a Lumix G7. Absolutely. That is a 4K camera. It shoots great images. You can use it as a photography camera if you have to. Yes, micro four thirds, I know. But it's a great way to get started. Now, if you have a little bit more money, get the G85 because it has IBIS. But I spent years vlogging with the G7 and this Zhiyun crane. And this is the, oh my gosh, I mean, this thing's so old. This is like one of their first ones. The Zhiyun crane V2 or something like that. But this with the G7, and we also did use a G85 at the same time. Now we're on a GH5 right now. So I am using a Sigma 16mm f1.4. This is a full arm's length away. Okay, that's a full arm's length away. Autofocus, we know, is going to be abysmal on a GH5. We know that. So that's why I do not typically vlog with this lens ever. I don't autofocus anyway. So I'm going to show you my favorite lens for vlogging on micro four thirds, because all of my favorite lenses are SLR Magics. So here we go. Now, look at the perspective behind me. There's a full arm's length away. There's a comfortable arm's length away. I do have IBIS activated, but I have a very shaky arm down here. I have a lot of nerve damage down this side. But this is the SLR Magic 12mm t1.6. Still got a blurry background, as blurry as I need it, as blurry as I would want it. But this is a fantastic vlogging lens. It gives me a lot of background if I want, or I can hold it a little closer if I want to just focus on my face, get rid of the background. And the reality is, it's so close, I can manual focus so easily right here. Now, regardless of what camera you choose to start your vlogging journey with, micro four thirds is absolutely a great option. But many people do get started with things like this. The Canon PowerShot V10 or V1, what is this thing? I don't even know, I never use it. Canon PowerShot V10. And frankly, I hate it. It is what it is. It's great for vloggers for some people, but I hate it. Where's my other one? I spent years vlogging when we used to vlog with this, the Lumix GX850. And let me show you here. Top screen, no mic input, so you are using the internal mics, which are right there on top. But this thing is so light, pocketable. The 4K image looks great. You can flatten out the image and then color grade it if you want to. I spent years shooting with that. And when you're shooting with this, even versus the GH5, you don't even know you're holding this. This is great. But again, no external mic jack. That's up to you. But the Canon PowerShot V10 has an external mic jack, and I use this little Ceramonic bendy adjustable mic if necessary, which sounds good. It does actually sound pretty good, but I hate the camera, and I also hate the image that it gives you. Now, vlogging is a very personal thing because you want to get your look, you want to establish your look and even your sound. We're using a very dirt cheap microphone, and I'm going to show you how I have this mic set up. It doesn't even cover the screen, it doesn't block the screen. I have nothing blocking my screen. I have a full picture of my whole entire screen right in front of me because I use these little small rig clips. And it holds the wires up above the screen so that they don't interfere with the screen. And I believe I paid like $15 for 3 or 4 of them, so it's absolutely a great investment. But I could up the ante and go wireless or go with the Sennheiser mkii 200, which right now currently we have on the GH6 right there. But either way, there are very affordable ways to get into vlogging if that's what you want to get into. But this SLR Magic lens, again, there's a full arm's length away. Look at all that. Now, yes, there's all these 9mm out there that are actually usually f2.8. That's great. This happens to be a T1.6. 12 millimeter, I've used the Laowa. I want to say it was an 11 millimeter. I've used that one. There's a bunch of 9 millimeters that I know are pretty good, but you're going to want to use manual focus on all of them anyway. So the autofocus feature of each lens is irrelevant. You just want to get the right perspective for you. The right perspective that shows you off, that shows who you are, shows where you are, shows what you want your viewers to see. And now that I have a GH5 as a vlogging camera, now I also have a fantastic studio and cinema camera. So we can come over here, we can swap out the lights. And by the way, this key light was the NEEWER MS60B. Really loving that thing. Now let's come over here, let's swap key lights. Let's use the Godox SL60W. Let's close the blinds there. Let's close those blinds there. And now we have a whole new perspective. And we have a very capable studio camera. I've got one key light to my left. I can still reach my lens to focus. And the assist tools on the GH5 are pretty good. They are good enough. So as you can see, I'm using a giant 4-foot octabox there as my key light. Little quick story, that acoustic guitar right there, that was signed by the legendary Joan Jett. And if you don't know who Joan Jett is, I don't know if we can be friends anymore. But just so you know, I love rock and roll. I love rock and roll. Put another dime in the jukebox, baby. That's Joan Jett. She signed that guitar for me. She said, "Dear Adam, you've got talent. Rock this sucker out." And then, of course, before I put lacquer over top of it, I continued to play it. And then my elbow wiped off half of the autograph. But you can still see Jet. So there we go. So now we're on a GH5. We're in the studio. We've got a capable studio camera. The next thing is, let's say I decide I want to make a film. Well, I've got a GH5. One of the most legendary filmmaking cinematography cameras ever created, frankly, in my mind. I've got fantastic control of everything right here. Let's lower the ISO down to 500. Let's see what that looks like. I've got fantastic control. The GH5 offers everything that I need. I think I forgot to tell you which mic I'm actually using, but I'm using the COMICA VM10 Mark II. These are great mics, and you can buy them for dirt cheap. Scour eBay, sometimes $15 for this microphone. On sale on Amazon, $20. This is a great mic. If I want to, I can even get an adapter and adapt my shotgun mic from XLR to TRS, and then plug in my shotgun mic right there overhead directly into the TRS jack. Make sure you lower the GH5 preamps because they suck. They are not good at all. But again, that is why, frankly, Micro Four Thirds gets overlooked for so many different reasons. But I think it's because a lot of people don't really truly understand or appreciate what it offers. But the GH5 is a phenomenal camera. It's a do everything minus photography. I know a handful of people that shoot photography on the GH5. Now you're gonna get great images. It may not be that easy. Like for instance, if I want to shoot photography with the GH5, I've got this Viltrox adapter, and this is a 0.71 times. So that means it's not a dummy adapter. It means it does have glass inside, and it can communicate with your camera. Not very well, but it can. So if I want to, I could throw on this adapter and use one of my favorite portrait lenses of all time, the Canon EF L 50mm 1.2. I've used it before, I've gotten great shots, but truthfully at a very low percentage rate. It's not like I'm nailing every shot, getting killer portraits with that combination. But it can be done. So with the GH5, it gives you at least the option to do everything. And anything video-wise, it's going to do it so well that, to be honest with you, you may never need to upgrade. You may want to upgrade when you're ready to, yes, but you may never need to upgrade. That being said, is it perfect? No. Does it offer everything you're ever going to want? No. But it's such a capable camera. The GH5 can get you started with all your video needs in the right direction and give you a professional looking image. All right, friends, there's today's video at The Growing Pro. I hope that at least some of this information helped you to circumvent this entire process, the learning process, the execution, and make money with your craft faster. I'll see you in the next video.